Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle Campbell. I'm the Broader Impacts Lead for the Electric Vehicle Center. We have had several questions submitted through the app. We've selected a few that we think might be of particular interest to you all. And so the first question comes from the power panel, Getting the Grid and Charging Ready. And this question is for Stephen, who is ready to answer it down front, who, by the way, is also the top leaderboard in the Whova app. So the question is, Stephen, one of the key challenges in electrifying agricultural and construction equipment is charging machines while in the field or on site. How does Bratic Energy address this challenge?
Thank you. So we do have some mobile versions. So we have a couple of different options. Option one would be actually putting a BESS system on a mobile trailer, mounting it, making sure that it can be pulled, and then bringing it back to a location and charging that battery through a generator. Or we have another solution where we can actually have a vehicle that runs on propane, that has a generator on the back of the truck, and then that vehicle also has an EV charger connected to it. So it all runs from propane. So the vehicle and the generator runs off of propane. So we do have a couple of different options. So whoever the question came from, please come out and reach me, and we can go from there.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Our next question is for Latricia Mitchell. So Stephen, you could pass the microphone. Thank you so much. This is from our EV Workforce Portal sneak peek with lessons from the front lines. And if you have not yet seen the EV Workforce Portal, I highly recommend that you do. And you can certainly talk with Latricia and other members of the team after. And Latricia, the question is, how should training align with a region's actual EV ecosystem, OEMs, suppliers, utilities, transit agencies, and who needs to be at the table that often gets missed?
What a great question. Good afternoon. And here are my thoughts. I would say that in order for any region to get this done, we really need to build a clear picture of these demand signals, like who's hiring, what technology is coming online, and what are some of our deployment constraints. And this training really can't happen without multiple levels of collaboration across this ecosystem. In our workforce and education department, we've seen lots more success when trainers and their conveners bring groups together, similar to like a demand council. This group could convene to discuss the skills we need to train, hiring forecasts, and even develop wraparound supports. This could help us to avoid duplication of efforts, which we really are concerned with in our ecosystem, and clarify our role in the transition. And if I may, I think the EV Workforce Portal is a great resource to support that collaboration. And lastly, in terms of who often gets overlooked at this table, I would point to two groups. First, to the folks who are doing that work on the ground, on the front lines, like supervisors or technicians, folks in the labor force. We also need to engage our workforce development folks that directly interface with underrepresented talent pipelines, adult education, community organizations, tribal partners, and rural learning collaboratives. I think that if we add a few more seats to the table, we can get this done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Latricia. And we have one final question that actually came from the beginning of our day today for Alan. And then we'll turn it back over to Alan to finish up our day for us. So Alan, this question is, the electrification of agricultural and construction equipment appears to lag behind the automotive sector, despite significant potential. Could you share whether the University of Michigan has any current or planned research initiatives in this area, and if there are opportunities for industry collaboration?
Oh, that's a great question, and didn't know it was coming, so glad to answer it. Within our initial charter, we were focused on land vehicle, and in fact, I hadn't gone to the agriculture and construction, but I went to several of the heavy truck OEMs. And remember, we're in the 2024 timeframe. And the read I got was, yes, we're considering the transition, but there are other options being pursued, whether it was hydrogen, fuel cell, biofuels. And the sense I got from that community was we're exploring it, but not committed. Remember, we set this up as an industry-driven, industry prioritized, industry roadmap-driven organization. And to be quite frank, the light vehicle OEMs who are committed there, and the supply base and the infrastructure behind it with DTE Consumers and others. So we are welcome to explore it. In the end, it's just like our move potentially to Trones and VTOL. The formats may be different. The number of cells you put in and the size of the motors may be larger or smaller, but the underlying technology and the workforce needs are identical, right? And so if that came from I don't know if John Deere here is here or please come see me. We're very glad. We're going to experiment in the move towards air and then maritime. I don't imagine any resistance. Our initial charter was for larger vehicles and off-road. So if there's a company that asks that question, come contact me and let's explore it.
Thank you all.
Oh, I got the last one.
You did.
So I do pride the EVC, particularly when we have industry people on board, to always end our meetings a little early, and we're going to do that, but I really have to thank the people who pulled this off. I think I was involved in 3 meetings planning this of half an hour each. You know, it's the value of having the kind of team that we have. And so first, I have to thank the speakers and panelists, particularly our invited guests. I don't know about you, but I thought the past 2 days were just outstanding. Got to go through the whole list. By the way, now you know why we ran out of time for questions. And the partners that we have in both pulling this off and within the EVC and our various partners, but you can't pull this off without the team for the meeting itself. The professionalism of this. I will also announce we met I actually had a bet with Jamie, our communications director, that not only were we going to have more attendees, but we were going to have a higher acceptance rate. And for those of you who have worked with me in the past, I know some of my GM and Ford colleagues may recognize this. I put the dimes on the wall. Jamie, you owe me a dime. We had 387 attendees. And so this is the team that pulled this together. If you're in the room, please stand. I can't see with the lights, but let's thank them. And Max, you should come up and just take a bow. Come on. Max, thank you so much. With that, please continue your support, not only for the EV Center, not only for the state of Michigan, but for the transition to electrified mobility. Notice I didn't say electric vehicles, right? Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. And go register, watch our Surge seminars, get on LinkedIn, check the website. And if nothing else, we'll see you here next year for our 3rd annual symposium.